We've made a call, might be a little impatient, but we're just gonna see. We're gonna head out into the storm and hopefully ride the back of this storm north. His dad's not happy about it, but
You gotta fly the coop, you know?
yeah. You gotta fly.
Every time I listen to Dad, something always goes wrong.
It is pretty wild out there. Are we going to rip a sail today? Are we going to rip a sail today? Yes.
Yes. Is it the mainsail?
Should we wait till Friday? No. Will we die today? Will we die today? That's a no. We can go. It's kind of what the pendulum is saying, which is I use this thing to travel all the time. That's how I make my decisions. Traveling, you're always with two paths. Oh, should I go with these people? Should I go with this? You know. And it's never once let me down.
Yeah. Or even once we're out of here and sailing along, you know, there's no turning back.
We've made it to the tip of the passage. This storm system here is just building way too much. I think we're going to turn around and go back in and just let this system pass. Oh, morning.
Morning.
Oh, it's a little bit different today, isn't it?
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Oh, we got a southerly.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
I'll put the kettle on.
We'd been waiting in Island Head for the past 3 days, waiting for a weather window to get out. So to finally have a blue day with a southerly wind was such a relief.
Alright, happy days. That's it.
That was pretty easy to pull it.
Yeah, it's small mainsail today.
We've got 2 reefs in it.
Yeah.
So what's the plan, Capitan?
Oh, dude. Well, we've been quite patient the past couple of days, waiting for the right weather opportunity to get to the Percy's. And you know, we thought for a few minutes today in this passage we might be able to aim there and get an angle, but it's just not ideal. And we'd have to motor sail all the way there, which would take us till sunset to arrive. So we're just going to go to the Dukes this evening.
There's the Percy's. Look, we're so freaking close. Instead, we're going out here to the Dukes. Third time today, we've changed the destination. So we're getting about 3 knot of current trying to get to the Dukes, and we're going so slow, couldn't really get past 3 knots, and we've actually changed the directory back to the Percy Islands. And so we've kind of got the wind in our favour and the tide in our favour. So we're going 4.5 knots, and looks like if we head this way, we'll make it to the Percy's, to our actual final destination for me anyway. I'm guessing by morning time we're going to have a nice fish feed because I'm going to be diving the Percy Islands. We're actually getting there. And all I had to do was put my thumb out and hitchhike on this boat.
So hopefully we can just like get a good distance done, and if we're close enough then we can just motor the last little bit.
Whoa! I know.
So I just fucking ripped my mainsail. I can't believe it. It's not even that crazy out here. Oh! Fuck, it is now.
We asked the pendulum yesterday if we're going to rip the main. Holy shit.
Alright, we're going
Drop
to
and
Jukes.
put a reef in.
That'll be the only way we're going to get to the Percy's. Triple reef from now on, boys. We'll be ready for anything.
Careful, bro. I bounced around quite a bit in these seas.
I'm going to put my jacket on.
Dropper? Get on there.
Alright, now you can crank it up tight.
Kind of nailed it putting the reef in, eh?
Yeah, the reef's in nice and good.
Last was bumping, bouncing around everywhere.
At least it didn't like rip all the way up, you know? We can still use the main. Dude.
It was like, that was cruise mode to freaking level 10 in a second.
Yeah, no joke.
Straight up, you're like life jackets on, and then I was like, oh, I'll grab my jacket because it's got this freaking emergency beacon. I was like, this is getting wild.
It was pretty wild. That's never happened to me before. I never ripped a sail. That was the first time. But, you know, for a second there, I was like, oh, you know, we're turning back and we'll go to Duke's, you know, because we'll just go downwind. You're like, no, we'll just put a reef in. I'm like, oh, perfect. Keep going to the Percy's.
It's like, yes, I brought something to the table.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing is you know, yesterday before we entered that storm, we asked the pendulum if we should enter the storm, and it said no, and it said should we leave on Friday, and it said no. So it was like kind of telling us to leave on Thursday, which is today.
I was like, are we going to rip any sails? And it said yes.
Yeah, then you're like, am I going to rip my mainsail? And it says yes.
Oh.
So yeah,
Don't know why we saw it coming.
Put it to the universe.
Yeah.
All right, we're still on our way. We're still on our way to the Percy Islands, this remote island group. It's still happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's the adventure. It's never smooth sailing.
We almost pulled the plug, but we're still going. We're gonna be there in a few hours.
What I'm loving about here is that these are the islands I've dreamt about for the last 2 years. It's so remote, no one's out here, and it's so far from land. Australia's over there. We've got about 45 minutes of sunlight left, as you can see the sun. And we've got about an hour and a half to get from the South Island to the North Island, so we're going to be anchoring in the dark. What a day, but we've ripped the main, we've had an adventure, and we're actually making it to our destination after storms, after hiding out, after climbing through caves, after catching some lobster. So much adventure, and it's all coming to this moment now. You're going to help me build a hut first.
I will.
What's just happened?
Oh, we just ran out of fuel
from one engine.
on one of the engines, so we're going super slow now. I'm going to see if we can get an angle with the one engine, because I can't open up that fuel tank with all this water splashing around, just filled with salt water.
And there's the one engine still going, and both fuel tanks are the same size, and the engines are the same, which means the other engine's going to be close to running out of fuel.
Yeah.
Dude, how do you feel to be finally at anchor?
How does it look like I feel?
Wild seas, both engines ran out of fuel. Fishing line got caught on the prop.
You were like holding the fuel tank on the side so that we could get into the anchorage. As we're coming into anchor, you know, there's like so many boats in here and there's barely any room. We're like trying to find a spot. The engine cuts out because we've run out of fuel. It actually cuts out this time because we've already returned it on and turned it on more of an angle 3 times to keep it going. And it finally cuts out for good. And then I've got one engine in, we drop the anchor, and then we're dragging anchor like crazy, not grabbing at all. So we pull up the anchor, and as the anchor gets pulled up and we start to get going, then the other engine cuts out and runs out of fuel. And then we're like, both engines got no fuel. I'm like, fuck, I'll ride the momentum out a little bit, and then we'll just drop the anchor. And then you're like, oh, what are you fucking talking about? Let's put some fuel in it. Oh yeah.
We're in calm waters now. I'm putting fuel in this thing. Fucking hell. There's like $1 million boats all around us, and we're like just bobbing.
And then now we're here and just like soaking it all in.
We're gonna have a beer. I'm gonna fucking put some music on.
And a celebratory curry.
Yeah, and then we're gonna cook a little cuzzer. Right, over and out, world.
Well, we made it. To be honest, that whole journey here was so wild and so much adventure. And now that we're here and I'm about to step out and actually see the Percys, it's kind of surreal.
What's going on this morning?
First dive at the Percys. Boys are hungry. We need some fish, we need some protein. First dive, brah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it looks alright. Tied up in the little protective water down there.
Alright, we're gonna hike up around here.
Alright bro, I'm getting hungry. Excited to catch some lunch?
Yeah, enough pondering for one day. Let's go get something to eat. Yeah, no, I'm hungry. Did it say that? Yeah, this channel's way nicer. beautiful kill shot too. I'm tugging this ridge line because the fucking little antsy shark just went at us.
Yeah, he came straight at me, like probably 30 centimetres away from the spear. I just kept pointing at him. He was like, oh, he knows I'm there.
He was moving fast. I put my head straight under and he was darting straight under my legs. I was like, oh fuck, shark.
It was just a little one tip.
Yeah. In the rocks I've been hiding my fish up here in the shadows and there's 3 eagles cruising around trying to get them. They got me coral trout here. But look where we are. Something about providing, I just love it. We've left some of the heart and some of the organs out here for these eagles. And they're all swarming around just wanting it so bad. I think as soon as we get out here they're gonna fly down and get it. Got what I came here for. Nice size, beautiful coral trout, lots of meat on him. He's going to be lunch and probably dinner. The land is providing. Right, one of my favourite eating fish, Coral Nation trout. I'm going to make sure I get as much meat as I can off him so he doesn't die in vain.
Wow. Well done.
These 3, so here we go. Once you leave, I'm going to be cooking this on a fire.
Yeah.
It's so much work when you come in after a big dive and then just to eat something, you got to freaking build a fire.
How do you feel, brother?
Well, I hate killing things, you know, because I freaking love them so much, but at the same time, it's like I'm so blessed, you know? The energy that goes into this, like buying stuff at the shops, if you think about all the fuel, all the water, the agricultural system, everything to be able to get that food to my mouth, or to be able to dive a healthy ecosystem like that and be able to take a life. Just there's an energy transfer there. You know, the chi of this fish is about to it was killed half an hour ago, it was still twitching, even though it was dead, its nerves were still alive as I filleted it. And, you know, that whole chi is about to go into our bodies, you know, it's like it's real food. You know, and you have the connection to that food. Unlike, you know, buying something from the supermarket, you know, like, we caught this, like, we had to expel our own energy, you know, to be able to get this beautiful animal. And, like, I'm so thankful for it, you know? It's like, I do not take this stuff for granted.
Dude, this tastes so amazing. Yeah, we just fully, you know, thanked the fish and acknowledged its impact in the world and in the ecosystem. And this is the first coral trout I've ever eaten, and it's incredible.
It's just way too young. We're just eating it straight up. You know, the life force is in it. We didn't want to wait, you know. Just we had the mics out a second ago. We just recorded an epic podcast with Sage about his story.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how he came to be a 22-year-old captain of his own boat travelling up the east coast of Australia and all the freaking wild times that's happened along the way. Told a sick story about when you're 13 on your dad's boat and nearly run into that. That was psycho.
Oh, dude, yeah, that was pretty wild.
And everything that you've learned along the way. That's a brilliant episode. I'm stoked. Yeah. He finished it playing a song, so you're going to have to check it out. Spotify, Diaries of the Wild Ones. You guys know what to do.
Click the link.
Click the link below. Click the link in the description. Do it now.
Got some tea here, mate.
Oh, tea, cup of tea. Yeah, look. Glad we got a cup of tea. This whole you know, living off the land and foraging and off rations and stuff. You know, a bit of choppy.
It's been pretty tough, eh?
Alright, it's been pretty good.
Dude,
but I was just getting cravings, you know, this whole, you know, we're down to rations, you know,
I couldn't imagine.
Cranberry almond hazelnut, it's good.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, what type of tea is this?
Oh, dude, this is, it's rhubarb vanilla in my one.
Oh, did you put any honey in?
Yeah, got some honey in there.
Honey, yeah.
But fuck, it's been so hard, man. I can't keep living this way, man. You know what, I've really been lacking in nourishment. I should go and grab the Magnum ice creams out of the freezer.
They're in next to the rations.
Wait.
I look like I'm putting on weight. I'm putting on weight.
Nah, you're getting skinny, man. You need more nourishment. What have we got? I mean, without this, I don't know if I'd make it through.
That's actually your dinner. Catching my favourite fit. You know, sitting down having a beer on sunset, having a cup of tea over a game of cards and some chocky. You know, it's just like I just miss like the real world, like society. I just want to go back and just put a mask on and be told what to do.
Fuck.
You know,
It's much better over there.
I think I'm putting on weight.
Yeah.
Must be the stress.